Clay Target Legends made it to Sparta, Illinois, to the World Shooting and Recreational Complex, home of the Grand American. Steve and Phil are going to sit down with Executive Director Lynn Gipson to tell us more about this fantastic Clay Target legend.
Thank you, Matt. I'm Steve Ellinger, along with Phil Murray, and this is Clay Target Legends. And Phil, we've got a very special guest with us today, Mr. Lynn Gipson, who is the Executive Director of the Amateur Trapshooting Association here in Sparta, Illinois. Lynn, thank you so much for being here on Clay Target Legends.
My pleasure.
So you have held that position since 2012.
Correct.
And that's an impressive run for somebody like this. And so what is your background to hold this position?
Well, I started being around trap shooting at the age of 14, 52 years ago, and I've been around it ever since in various capacities. And this was the position that I longed for many years, and it's the pinnacle of my career. This position is for me.
Well, I know your reputation precedes you, because we've heard nothing but good things about your administration of the ATA, and I think that's very good.
Yeah. Tell us about the ATA. What is your current membership?
We've got about 65,000 members worldwide. Most of them, of course, are in the United States, but we also have foreign membership. There's trap shooting in other countries too, not nearly to the extent that it is in the United States. We registered targets per year is about 55 million worldwide, with, again, most of those in the United States. 40% of our members are under the age of 23. Which we think is wonderful. Ladies membership has increased probably 25% in the last 10 years. The average age of an ATA shooter has dropped because of all the youth membership. The average age is now 37, which is wonderful too.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell us, the involvement of the ATA in youth shooting is important. Tell us about your program.
We have a program called AIM. It stands for Academics, Integrity, and Marksmanship. And we have about 15,000 young shooters that participate in the AIM program annually. They can participate at their local club. When they shoot a registered event at their local club, they're eligible for trophies that we send out, and that the year culminates with the AIM Championship here in Sparta, where probably the most prolific and best youth shooters in the nation will come compete. Many of the shooters will break 200 out of 200 in the singles championship. It's not unusual to have hundreds in the handicap championship and in the doubles. In addition to that, in our AIM program in the Trap Shooting Hall of Fame awards right at $100,000 in scholarships every single year to deserving young shooters.
So when you talk about competition, of course, the biggest clay target event in the world in terms of targets thrown and ammunition shot is the Grand American, which is the big event for the ATA. And I believe this will be the 126th year of the Grand American. So this has been around a long time, folks. How many targets do we shoot in that week?
Probably
or
about
17 days.
17 days, probably about 4.5 million. And that represents 30 truckloads of clay targets and a lot of ammunition too. It's a wonderful event for this area. Southern Illinois, it has a huge economic impact on Southern Illinois, and a lot of the folks from this area have become annual staff members for the Grand American, and they're very proud of the event and very proud to be a part of it. So it's a win-win-win. It's a win for the ATA, it's a win for this area, it's a win for the state of Illinois.
And it's also a win for the sport and
Yes.
a win for the shooters, especially the younger shooters that are
Yes.
coming up doing this. But Phil, 4.5 million targets.
Yeah, that's, we would, when I was back with White Flyer, we'd start working back in January for this event in July. And one of the things that's unique, here we've been in Sparta how many years now?
20. This is our 20th anniversary here in Sparta.
That prior to that, the Grand American was held on the Dayton Airport grounds in Vandalia, Ohio, and that's where a lot of the history of the stuff has been transferred here to Sparta and all that years that this has gone on, it's been incredible. The people, John Philip Sousa, all the there's so many important people that in some way, whether it was back shooting glass target balls, shooting the initial clay targets, that got involved in trap.
Yeah, and in trap, of course, the Grand American, we have 121 trap fields, which constitutes how many miles?
3.5 miles.
3.5 miles of trap fields, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have how many skeet fields?
25.
But in any sense, that's an amazing amount of trap fields.
We can have different weather on one end of the trap line that we have on the other end.
So how many volunteers do you have?
Probably 300, plus we have another 300 staff members for the Grand American.
And where do you find 300 volunteers in Sparta?
We rattle the drip bushes around. There's a lot of the high school, a lot of the staff members for us are high school kids, college kids, educators, because they're still out for summer. And we also encourage not-for-profits to provide volunteers, which we train, and then we make a donation to their group, their church or their school or whatever school group. And last year that represented about $60,000 that the ATA donated to, I think, 7 or 8 different organizations.
So do you get any sleep that week or that 17 days?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Well, we're fortunate today. We're in the ATA Hall of Fame Museum. It's one of the nicest museums we've ever had the opportunity to visit and all that. And one of the individuals, Terry Waldron, is the curator, and he's maintaining this, and it's just a fantastic thing. If you're ever at the Grand American or in Sparta, you need to come over and see this, because the history of clay target shooting exists in this building. And you know, what's more important in the overall picture is, I think it's important to thank Lynn and the rest of the people with the ATA. They really are trying to do what's best for the shooters. And that's first and foremost. And I think in a lot of the things that go on, we have that thing where we're quick to criticize when something doesn't go right, and we're not that quick to come and say something. You're doing a great job. But thank you for the job you and the directors of the ATA are doing. You're doing a lot for shooting, especially for youth, and just keep it up.
And Lynn, if somebody's interested in trap or joining the ATA, how do they do that?
Go to our website, shootata.com, to join, or your local gun club. And you can join the ATA and go shoot registered targets the same day if you want to.
Well, again, I'm Steve Ellinger along with Phil Murray, and we've had Lynn Gipson here with us today on Clay Target Legends. Thank you for watching.
As we heard Lynn Gipson talk about it, 3.5 miles of trap fields. And just to think, coming up in August, there'll be over 3,000 people shooting at the World Shooting Complex. I encourage you to come out and visit the complex, visit the museum. The ATA Museum is absolutely fantastic. I'm Matt Smith, and this has been Clay Target Legends. We ask that you please visit our sponsors and hit that subscribe and like button so we can share these videos.